Officer came down and he basically said, shut this down now or else, well, I'm going to fine you, and he read me my Miranda rights.
Yeah. Please tell me that I can't, that I won't, that I fail, that I'll never make it out, yeah. Please tell me all the bad, never good, fill my head full of every single doubt, yeah. Please say any negative thoughts, I pop off when I...
Lockdown happened, we thought, what, a couple of weeks would be sound, we ain't got to do too much, nothing drastic. We'll do a couple of online classes for everyone, and then we're back in a couple of weeks, and then what, weeks turned into a couple of months. It was like, nah, this ain't happening. Then what happened? Didn't we open for like a month or something like that?
We opened for a month. It was back and forth between like three, lockdowns, 3, 4 lockdowns. But it was hard because obviously when we first opened the business back in July 2019, we did a whole business plan, set up a 3-year, 36-month business plan. Obviously
5 years, man.
5 years, sorry, yeah. And we didn't account for COVID. So to be hit with that kind of roadblock, we had to reassess everything that we had planned for and put into place, and almost rebuild a business plan from that and start adapting, which was really key. So throughout lockdown, going from every day in the gym to having no access to that whatsoever.
Zero income.
We had to adapt and look at it and say, right, how can we almost remodel the structure of Ramsays to one, keep our customers happy still, retain our customers, and start building some income again. So started online classes, I think it was online
Zoom.
Boomed, yeah, via Zoom. And that took off really, really well. What we did do though, we offered it for free on YouTube.
Our competitors were doing them not for free, were they? We thought, you know what, our members have supported us for the last whatever,
And that's
9
it.
months, let's do something for them and do it for free. And it's only going to be a couple of weeks, which obviously shut ourselves
I
in
think
the
that's
foot
what it
there.
was, yeah. We initially thought it was just going to last a few weeks, like we all did. It turned into months, which turned into most of the year. It was a difficult period for us, but
And we rented
initially.
our equipment out too, didn't we?
Yeah.
So we've got what? It took us a while to figure it out. One of them things, you're a new business person, you're just trying to figure things out. We've got 25 barbells sitting there, and we started to hire them out, like packages, like 20 kg worth of weights, 30 kg, 40 kg. And within what, like 2 months, we almost created about $1,000 extra recurring revenue per month just from renting out bars.
Yeah.
Obviously, people love that as well, and we kept the bar ourselves and started running online barbell workouts too, directly from the moment we had the bar. So it made sense to kind of just have that recurring revenue.
Yeah, so because people had access then to the bars, we could then start charging obviously for the bars, and then we started doing live classes as well, which were very, very popular. We did them on the weekends and then sometimes in the evenings as well. And we did continue them when we finally reopened and we were able to PT back in the gym. We continued with the online classes, and that was something we never planned on doing. Doing the online classes was never in our business model. That was never one of our kind of priorities. Throwing a curveball, you have to adapt to it, and that's what we did.
And then what, we opened in July, we had all of July, and we shut again in October. So we were in tier 2, weren't we, whatever it was, then tier.
Yeah,
Tier ting, so we had to shut again. We were like, oh yeah, sound, everyone book your classes, we're going to be back open. In fact, we told people to book classes, create loads of revenue, and then we had to turn around and say, actually we can't open because we're in tier 4, whatever it was.
Yeah, it was a wild time.
Remember that? So we had to refund everyone. Some people didn't want to refund, they said, keep on my credits, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Then we shut down again, we did it all over again, we rehired out our bars and did online classes again. So it was literally just a recurring process.
So, yeah, this is a mad one. So obviously we weren't able to personal train inside the gym, but the rules stated that we could do it outdoors. So we looked into the legislation by the governing bodies and as advised by the government as well. And we set up a gazebo, 5 metres by 10 metres, abiding by all social distancing rules. We got all our equipment from outside the gym
Cost
into
about
the gazebo.
£1,500 to set up.
Yeah, big setup, a very professional setup at that. Set up in the car park space just here, where the cars are parked. And we ran our personal training sessions from that. We only did one client at a time, unless it was in the same household. Again, abiding by the rules, kept our social distancing rules, everything was wiped, sanitised, etc. But then we had some issues with the police.
People were saying, these boys are holding group fitness classes outdoors. These boys are sneaking the gym to work out. These boys are sneaking people into the gym. These boys are doing all sorts of things that shouldn't be doing. And the council ringing us, emailing us saying, you need to stop this right now. We sent back the rules, said you can do it, fine. They didn't reply, instead they sent police on 3 occasions.
Yeah.
On 2 visits, officers were like, this is sound. You're abiding by the rules, here's the rules. Looks clean, hand sanitizers, blah, 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 sent them away. And then one night I was PT and 2 clients in the gym from the same household. Officer came down and he basically said, shut this down now or else, well, I'm going to fine you. And he read me my Miranda rights and I got a £1,000 pandemic fine. £1,000 fine for PTing outdoors as per the rules. I was like, is what it is. Not going to come through the post. And then about 2 months later, I had a court date come through which was on Christmas Eve or December the 23rd of 2021, so last year. And I was like, well, it said you can plead guilty or not. I pled not guilty for doing nothing wrong. And that's when the court fine came through. Then I went to court, showed my evidence, and they said, go home, Mr. Ramsay, because the rules state that you could do what you're doing, and I got rid of my £1,000 fine. So simply just for turning up, I guess, fighting the rules, or fighting what we thought was right, we saved the grand. I stood by our guns, so it worked out really well. But yeah, it was nuts, man, and nuts, year and a half.
It was a crazy time for everyone, wasn't it? But
yeah, as a new business as well, we opened for 8 months thinking it's going to be sick, which was so good, and then they're suddenly saying, sorry boy, shut down for a year and a half.
And it did really hit us like a brick wall, because we got off to a flying start. As soon as we opened our doors and welcomed people into our classes, the ball was rolling. It took us aback, to be fair. We knew that we were going to do well, we were going to be successful in the long run, but we almost potentially overachieved.
Massively.
And then we hit that brick wall, and again, like I said, we had to reassess everything.
But although we lost a lot of money over the period, we're still on our feet. A lot of businesses didn't manage to survive, and we adapted. And to be fair, what it taught us a little bit about ourselves and what we can do, how we can kind of just use our own perseverance to create things. Released an online workout platform, which we wouldn't have done if it weren't for the pandemic. So that was good, and we're still doing that now. It's a good little part of our business.
Even with the merch stuff, we've always done our own merch, but we reassessed that. I looked at ways we can bring more different types of merch out there to give to our community, and again, generate more revenue.
Post-pandemic, we're still not where we were pre-pandemic. I don't think anybody are. We spoke to a lot of people in the fitness industry, whether they're in London or local to us, and nobody's quite hit the numbers they were pre-pandemic yet, which is, I guess, one of the things, not because people are scared anymore. I think people are just generally, lazier. I don't think people have the same drive.
We live in a different world now. We live in a different world. I mean, the online fitness has grown substantially. I can't remember the exact figures. I was looking the other week.
Oh, massive.
And the growth is insane. The growth is absolutely massive. Companies such as Peloton, for example. Fit, exactly. Yeah, like there's so many of these brands. They were there already set up with their online presence, and they've benefited from the pandemic. Whereas small businesses and gyms alike, studios, unfortunately, we've suffered. But here we are. We're still standing, like Jack said, and we're still on our feet. And we will get back to where we were and where we want to be.
Revenue-wise, and I guess just business-wise, we've got big plans for the Ramsays brand. In more than just this studio here, we're going to open more, as long as there's other business arms, which we'll talk about coming up in the future. So, but the main focus for us right now is trying to get these numbers back to where they were pre-COVID, bringing back old members, but also reaching out to loads of new people. I looked at the other day, since January, we've had 132 new people come, which is good, to be fair. So we've actually completely new people as well, which is a good audience. So
put out a lot of discounts.
Yeah, loads. So the Blue Light discount gets you 50% off our unlimited membership, and if you're part of the Gym Pass group, so if your company is part of Gym Pass, then you only pay £22 for full studio access, and then your employer pays the rest. So there's loads of little discounts which our current members are taking advantage of, plus loads of other people from other local companies are coming to join us as well based on these offers. So it's just little things like that which help us drive more sales to the local community. In all honesty, a lot of our competitors aren't doing. We are so ahead of the game in so many things, not to big ourselves up, obviously we're biased, but we are ahead of the game in so many things of people around us, local businesses and gyms, but we're not done yet. We've got so much more to achieve and to do with the brand and the Neaton's studio.
Yeah. Please tell me that I can't, that I won't, that I fail, that I'll never make it out, yeah. Please tell me all the bad, never good, fill my head full of every single doubt, yeah. Please say any negative thoughts I pop off when I hear